Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Black Ops 3 In Depth. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the HG-40 submachine gun. This is based on the WaW MP40 SMG, which is one of the first true submachine guns ever manufactured. It's kind of one of those throwback weapons. We're going to be doing some comparative stats as well to determine whether or not this weapon is overpowered. I'd also like to point out the gameplay here is not mine. It comes from KROSS. He was lucky enough to get this in a supply drop and provided me with the gameplay. I have his channel linked first down there in the description. So I'd appreciate it if you went and go check out his channel, and if you like what you see, subscribe. So, let's talk about the damage on this bad girl. It'll deal 35 damage up close, and medium range it'll decrease to 30 damage, then to 29 again, and then finally at very long ranges it'll decrease down to 23 damage. That makes it the highest damage submachine gun in Black Ops 3. It can 3-shot kill up close, 4 at medium range, and 5 at its maximum range. It will never require more than 5 shots to kill, and that definitely qualifies it for highest damage because right now the only submachine gun that can get any 3-shot kills is the Kuda, and all of them get 6-shot kills at long range, so this is a very, very high damage weapon, and it should be respected. The headshot bonus is only 1.1x, meaning that it's only going to be useful at long ranges. Unfortunately, the way the numbers are set up, getting headshots at almost any range is useless, except at very long ranges it'll turn a 5-shot kill into a 4-shot kill, so generally I would recommend not going for it at all. The kill ranges on this weapon are very impressive as well. Got very good range on this SMG. The 3-shot kill range is 9 meters. That's almost double that of the Kuda and very respectable. And the 4-shot kill range is 31 meters, which is more comparable to that of an assault rifle and again should be respected. So the range and shots to kill over range on this weapon are fantastic. You couldn't ask for anything better on an SMG or really even an assault rifle for that matter. However, it does have an Achilles heel, a weakness, and that's that the rate of fire is only 550 rounds per minute, which is by far the slowest firing submachine gun in the game. It fires slower than about half of the assault rifles and is more comparable to a traditional Call of Duty LMG. It's a slow chug 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 kind of gun, kind of throwback to that old WaW MP40 feel. This is by far not a fast firing weapon, and even though it may have fantastic damage, when you combine in that low rate of fire, it has an overall slow time to kill at most ranges. The TTK is not very competitive, so based on this, I'm going to say the weapon is not overpowered, but we do have more stats to look at as the episode goes. Just do keep in mind that it's got an overall slow time to kill. Recoil is unfortunately very high, and foregrip is highly preferred. Now again, I do not have this weapon. I haven't been able to test it, but a lot of my friends do. I've taken feedback from them. I've seen gameplay. I've talked to people. I actually took feedback from KROSS, and everybody says it kicks like a mule, and everybody likes running foregrip on it, and based on the gameplay I see, I believe them. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you to run foregrip as well, and that's going to save your bacon a lot. It has standard submachine gun HIPFIRE spread, nothing really special or unique going on in that category either. The iron sights, I'm going to say, are very good. Now KROSS is using some dot sight here in this gameplay, but I think it really doesn't need it. It'd probably be just fine with the base iron sights, and a Reddit user by the name of Phoenix935 discovered that the weapon gets a different set of iron sights when you run long barrel on it. So I think the base iron sights are pretty good. They're pretty clear, maybe a little bit clunky in the hindsight, but that's okay. However, when you run long barrel on it, it completely changes to a more open iron sight that is, in my opinion, even easier to use. It's almost like getting a second optical attachment, even though I don't recommend using long barrel on the weapon because it's not a very good attachment. But all credit for these images goes to user Phoenix935 on Reddit. Shout out to him. Looking into the other handling statistics of the weapon, you'll find that aim down sights time, reload time, sprint in and out, pretty much every single type of handling statistics are standard for the submachine gun class. Nothing really stand out or different in that category. I could read all the numbers for you, but I think it would be easier for you to understand if I just said it's pretty much like the Kuda, because it pretty much is. And when it comes to how the weapon performs, how it ranks, how it compares to other weapons, it basically performs like a slightly worse Kuda. It's kind of like an underpowered Kuda. Now, I don't want you to get me wrong and think that the weapon is bad, because it's definitely not bad. It's still very strong in close quarters combat, and when it comes to all of the DLC weapons or the supply drop weapons, this one is probably the best overall or the most usable. The MX Garand has extremely severe ammunition problems despite being statistically good, and I really like the Marshall, but that's a very niche weapon. This is definitely the most general, easiest to use of all of the DLC weapons, but it's not over overpowered. It's just a worse CUDA in a lot of aspects, but you still can use it, and it is still very fun and satisfying to use. If you do choose to use this weapon, or if you're fortunate enough to unlock it, I'm going to recommend one of two ways, depending on what you want to do. You can go fast mags and quick draw, which would be your close quarters combat scenario. You want to get in close, you want to spray, reload quick draw so you can aim down sights fast. You're going for those 3-shot kills. Or if you want to kind of use it for a slightly longer range submachine gun, which is perfectly acceptable because it 4-shots really well, you can put extended mags on it and slap that grip on there to keep your recoil down, and I bet you could do some very, very good work with this class. Rapid fire may also be worth considering because the weakness of the weapon is the very slow rate of fire, so if you're comfortable with the fact that rapid fire only gives a minimal benefit, it does benefit the weakest part of the weapon and will make it better, so do keep that one in mind as well. Guys, that's all for this short episode of In Depth. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. The previous episode was on supply drop stats, and the next one's going to be on the RSA interdiction sniper rifle. Drifter out.